What's up, guys? Ryan with Johnny Depp back. Another video. Today we have my first Artisan figure by Hot Toys. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales, Captain Jack Sparrow, DX39 Artisan Edition. Shout out to Pop Collectibles for getting this to me super fast. If you want this or any other figures, you can check them out. Link in the description below with a discount code if you like. This is, I'm pretty excited about this one. I didn't need another Heath Ledger Joker, so I skipped that one. This would be my first official Artisan figure from Hot Toys. And I had the previous DX15, I believe it was, Jack Sparrow Deluxe. It was beautiful. It was awesome. I had that for a couple of years, passed it on to another collector. And now Jack is back in the collection. Check out this beautiful box art from a DX. We're calling it a DX, but then it's an Artisan. So it's like a double special, extra special thing with a sticker. So it's like triple special. Anyways, you know what I'm talking about. This thing looks beautiful. Nice skull going on here. Nice artwork. You got some gemstones going on in the tooth. You've got little sparkly stuff going on. You got bones and writing and gold, and like there's gold foil going around the edges of this thing. It's a proper, beautiful DX figure as you would expect from Hot Toys. On the side, for those who are curious, 1/6 scale collectible figure DX39AE versus the sculpted version. That would just be the DX39. Artisan Edition Deluxe version. So we got all kinds of stuff going on here. Got a nice little globe map thing going on. And then on the back, we've got all your whodunits for whoever did things. So I'm trying to figure, have not touched this thing, haven't opened it, but I'm seeing like we got a tab here. Let's see, how are we going to do this? I don't know. There's a tab here. I'm assuming we're supposed to open this tab. It looks like that. Yeah. Okay, we're going to go. All right, so we're going to flip it back this way. Actually, we don't really need to do that. We didn't need to do that. All right, don't do that. Don't follow my instructions. Just this opens this way. There we go. Yeah, I guess you really don't need to do that. And boom, there we go. All right, so... oh, that's kind of cool. Here we go. Turn this on the side. And here we go. You guys ready for this? Because I am. Look at that box art, man. Holy cow. That insert's crazy. Cannot wait. Unparalleled standards of craftsmanship are on full display. Okay. Well, we're going to find out about that here shortly. But I can tell you just from the insert here with the nice foam padding from a DX figure, it certainly, it looks nice. I'll put it that way. All right, what do we got? We've got a Futurama-style bubble with a head in it. We've got a body separated. We've got, usually with DX figures, they'll have foam padding, and then they'll do these little cardboard cutout things. So, yeah, let's go ahead and see what we get. Please read user guide first. Well, we certainly probably won't do that. We might. Let's see if we can get this thing. Genuine leather boots, leather belts, and boots. That's cool. Features wool, hair implantation. Okay. Genuine leather belts and boots. Good on you, Hot Toys. Good on you. All right. Let's get you out of here. This might take... okay, so this is one piece. It's just folded, so we got to take this whole thing out of it. All right. So, yeah, we'll try not to lose that. What else? Ooh. And this is... you guys can probably tell. This is a proper tall box. I'm sure, we got diorama base in here and wheels and all kinds of stuff going on here. We've got swap out faceplate. We got his hat, which I remember on the previous version, people were really upset about how the hat was shaped and all that kind of stuff. I'm not even going to get into that, but and we got a bunch of hands. So you want to go here first? Let's get this out of here. Put that to the side. What else? We've got foam, like an EVA foam style foam going here with the body in here. So we got that. And then we've got instructions, which we might need because we're going to have to figure out where in the heck all this stuff's going to go. What's up, guys? Ryan with Johnny Depp back. Another video. We're taking a look at the Artisan Jack Sparrow. And this, it is by far, it is the best head sculpt. Application, styling, paint, obviously rooted wool hair implantation. This is the greatest Hot Toys head sculpt I have seen in person in my many, many years of owning these things and reviewing these things, photographing these things. It is unfreaking believable. He comes with a lot of stuff, but I figured we'd start here. This is the little stand it comes on. Looks like a little, little dome looking thing. So it comes packaged very well, pre-styled. This is the Artisan version. I used to own the DX15 and got rid of it years ago. And damn, this thing is just phenomenal. It comes with a lot of stuff. Got a beautiful box, DX. Got a lot of stuff going on. This head sculpt. Wow. And you get 2 face plates. You get a smirking one, so we'll look at that in just a second. But I want to spend a little bit of time on this. Then we'll kind of we'll jump around to the accessories because I think most people want to see this anyways. So Artisan, did we need an Artisan version? The DX15 was pretty freaking good to begin with. After seeing this, yes, we needed an Artisan version, no doubt about it. For those of you who got the sculpted hair version, I understand this one's better. I don't know. What's the better way to say it? You're not going to be disappointed on your sculpted hair version, but if you look at the realism of this wool hair, it is silly good. Paint applications, different on here. New sculpt, as far as the faceplates go. Moving eyes, fabric bandana, so we don't have that high gloss reflection coming off the lights off of that guy. It's just beautiful everywhere you look. The little guys down here, they're still sculpted plastic. But the rest of this stuff, look at the different textures you've got going, different braids, different colors of the dreads. There is nothing. I literally found 0 flaws in this head sculpt. Look at this. You've got metal pieces in the hair, chains. And you've got this little skull back here underneath. If I can get some of this back. Yeah, come on. You can do it. Get out of here. Here's a little bird skull thing hiding under there. This is why you get Artisan figures. This is why you jump up in price and you get, the high. Look at that profile. Holy goodness. Look at that, man. Get you out of here. Get out of there. Look at that profile, man. That is just silly good. Wow. Yeah, I'm going to spend some time on this one for sure. No doubt about it. I'm glad it came pre-styled. I know there was an Artisan Joker that came out. I didn't need another Heath Ledger Joker. Does anybody really? It looked good. I just didn't have any desire to have that one. But even after the photos and videos and reviews, I watched Justin's video on it. I don't see how it could compare to this. I don't see it. This thing is that freaking good. And I'm probably going to use the smirking sculpt, so we'll look at that in a little bit. But the beads coming down, just like I said, I found no flaws with this sculpt. It is phenomenal. Can't wait to get to posing this guy. The paint applications, again, the moving eyes, that's going to be a lot of fun to play with. Yeah, big fan of this thing. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the accessories. We've got this lamp, which is actually pretty nice. It comes with 2 batteries you place down the bottom, and you got a nice little light switch, and you got this nice amber look to LED. I like that. I don't know how long those batteries are going to last. Probably not very long, but it's nicely painted. Got a nice little handle. There's nothing moving on here, so don't try to move that. It will break. It's very plasticky. Would have been nice to this been a little bit more sturdy, but it is what it is. But it's painted well, and I think it works. His treasure chest is a very dark and very glossy looking sculpted piece. This is not real wood. There's nothing real metal about any of this. It's very dark, like a chocolate mahogany, like very deep, dark color. But it does open up, and it shows his bounty in there. And again, plastic, nothing going on there. No loose coins to deal with, so that's nice because I would probably lose those to begin with. But this right here, not a standout accessory piece, but it is nice to have just as a background piece. We got a telescope, this nice brass looking deal. We got some paint applications, weathering going on. It looks like it's been aged. You can't, maybe you could look down that. I don't know if you've got really tiny eyes, but it's nicely done. Again, plastic. So I would prefer to see, if we're going to start charging Artisan prices, I would prefer to see these upgrade a little bit versus just plastic pieces. And you'll see that trend here in just a second. So his sword, we're on the DX15. It was metal and die-cast. Now we've been downgraded to plastic. So the price has gone up. The material cost has gone down. Granted, the head sculpt is a lot better, no doubt about it. And the wool hair implementation, all that kind of stuff's better. But why they skipped out on this being metal, I don't know. I don't really care most of the time these are metal, but after recently reviewing a bunch of InArt figures, they don't skimp. Like, they don't pass the buck. And if Hot Toys with this Artisan line is wanting to compete with them, this is going to be holding them back. Same thing with his dagger. It is definitely plastic. It's nicely painted. It's got some nice wash on and whatnot. But again, plastic. He does have a pair of flintlock pistols. They're nicely done. And once again, plastic. But they're nice. They're okay. It just has this cheap feel to it on this front. I don't know. I'm not mad at it. I just think that they could have really knocked it out of the park with the accessories, and that's where InArt is really kicking them in the balls right now. But this is nicely done. It's nothing wrong with it, and obviously it looks the part, but it just doesn't have that weight of it that you'd like to see for the price. All right, the ship in a bottle, which is extremely hard to actually see. I know the lighting's not really helping because we got several lights going on here. But honestly, even without the lighting, it's very hard to see. Like, it's murky and dark and dusty and whatnot. And being able to see the black pearl in there, even at, we'll try it later on, but even at the best angle, it's tough to see. And it would have been nice to be able to see that a little bit more clear. We do have the compass on this tiny little string, and it's got this tiny little cover on it that you've got to pop up. It is pegged in. Be very careful. There's a tiniest little hinge right there, and you open this guy up, and boom, we've got the compass. I like the compass. I think it's a nice piece. Nicely painted. It looks the part. Just be careful with this, because that is definitely going to be a part that's going to break, or you're just going to lose it because it's so small. Speaking of small, all these little bits and pieces you can add to the belt they're just super tiny. So you've got like this strand of hair. You've got like a monkey's paw, I think is what that's supposed to be. You've got like a gold nugget with a bone something going on there. You got this shrunken head, which actually is pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. The shrunken head's kind of cool. But all these little bits and bobs, pretty cool accessories to add on the figure. Probably won't be adding them to mine because I'll end up losing them. So I'll probably put them in storage. But I'm glad they're here. And of course, we've got a nice array of hands, both with the wrapped material, which is pretty nice, and then the bare ones you got left and right. These, even on the previous DX15, that the assortment of hands they gave us and the gestures were pretty fantastic. These are also fantastic. I like these, so that's one set. Got another set for holding the pistols. Or actually probably holding anything. You probably hold the compass with this one, but either way. More Jack Sparrow, Johnny Depp, just strange hands, lots of little gestures. And then another set that's not on the figure, kind of these more gesturing hands. I like those as well. And then on the figure itself, well, you've got these hands that are for holding the swords. So you got one, a right and a left version of that. Speaking of, probably should put the head on this thing. But wait, not yet. We got to talk about this diorama base. So we've got the wheel, which is nicely done. It's got some significant weight to it. We got some actual rope going here that appears to be glued down, so it's not going to go anywhere. Nice little knot there in the bottom. It's a sizable piece. I didn't have I think it was the DX06 that came with the wheel. I had the DX15 that had the zombie shark thing. So I was really happy to see this, I can have this, because I much prefer a ship's wheel versus a zombie shark. But it's heavy. It's not real wood. It's plastic, right? But it does feel like it's got some weight to it. And on the downside of that is it doesn't really attach to the base. So you've got this giant base, which is nicely painted. It's got this high gloss wet look on pretty much all of it. And then you've got this watery effect. If you look down here, it's like translucent. Like it's pretty cool how they did the water with like waves and whatever. And then I love this little reveal of the name. Like that's just cool. It's a good looking base all the way around. You got some more water there. And then you've got a spot right here for the support rod. But there's no actual attachment point for the wheel on here. There's just two grooves. And it doesn't really, it doesn't really attach. I don't know why they didn't think of that would be, I don't know. And like when it comes to posing, that might be a problem. We'll see. But leaning on this guy one way or the other, like it's not quite, it wasn't 100% thought out. I'll put it that way. It looks brilliant. I'm just wondering, depending on what pose I got to get it into, if I feel like they could have secured it a little better. All right, so in order to take this guy off the base, take the hair off, and then you take the head off, and I'm noticing I got some marks on my head sculpt. Like, I don't think that's supposed to be there. I don't think that's supposed to be there. I'm going to try and clean that off. I hope that's not anything crazy. I was like, well, maybe it's supposed to be there. And then I got this one, and I'm like, nah, I don't think that's supposed to be there. So I'm going to try and clean that off real quick. All right, no luck getting that off. That's unfortunate. I don't think it's going to be a problem based on all of the like hair covering up, obviously. But still, kind of a bummer. And as predicted, you'll never see those marks because they're covered up by the bandana, the hair. You'll never ever see them, which is why I didn't see them before I took the thing off the thing. Anyways, so, you know, it is unfortunate. So if that happens to you, I wouldn't be too worried about it because, well, you're never going to see it. So look at this thing. Holy cow. Proportions are fantastic. Like we've got broad shoulders where there should be broad shoulders. I remember the DX15 had really narrow shoulders. I went back and watched some content on mine when I got mine. And this thing is just, whew, damn. So I know that the tailoring is definitely heads and tails above the DX15 as well. It feels like the material they got definitely downscaled better this time. The previous version felt kind of baggy and chunky, and like the layer upon layer just didn't sit as well as this. It's still a beautiful figure. It just didn't sit as well as this one. This just feels like it downscaled a lot better. And I look over the past ever how many years they've gotten a lot better at doing that. We've got wires down here on the bottom going down here where there should be, so you can pose these little ends of his jacket. They're beautiful. I mean, it's an absolutely beautiful piece. Texture upon texture. Look at that sculpt. You've got sculpted torso with paint match for the head to the torso, which is nice. I mean, real leather belt, real leather suede boots that we didn't know. I didn't know it was coming with a real leather anything, so that was nice. But that is, I mean, this is, you can tell this is not pleather. There's definitely some pleather bits. Don't get me wrong. That ain't one of them, and that ain't one of them. Like down here in the belt, this section right here is more plasticky. But leather belts, you got a spot right here for his swords and whatnot. I mean, just, yeah, everything about this is just absolutely beautiful. Nice blue texture with screen printing on top of it. These buttons aren't really buttons, although they're kind of supposed to be buttons, but they're not really. And then you got like his snake skin, or I'm going to say anaconda because that wouldn't be a regular snake. Anaconda skin, like cummerbund belt deal with the skulls and everything painted on it. That's really cool. And then we've got down here, which is some kind of fur he's supposed to have. I mean, look at this. This looks hobbled together. This doesn't look like, it looks the way it should look on screen. And at that time period, it looks brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Textures going down. Buttons. I'll kind of move this arm out of the way. This pocket area. That's not really a pocket. It's a faux pocket. But you got like buttons coming out of here. I'm afraid some of those might break off at some point. Somebody's going to lose them. That's going to be unfortunate. Someone would be very careful not to do that. The texturing and the weathering going on this little sash right here, that's beautiful, nicely done. I don't remember the DX15 being as weathered as this one as far as the materials go. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. It's just, look at the texture on this belt. This leather belt with all this texture and, oh man, absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal. And I'm expecting them to pose very well because there really shouldn't be, other than the hair, you want to get the hair out of the way, shouldn't be anything limiting them. Shouldn't be anything. I'm expecting maybe a decent amount of ab crunch right about here. I mean, it feels, let me put it this way. Having just reviewed the InArt Paul Atreides, go check that video if you haven't already. This is not that level of skeleton body. Like they're sticking with their true type, basic Hot Toys body. There's nothing special about this skeleton of this guy, okay? There just ain't. It still feels, I mean, there's a soft ratchet on the knee, got double bend there. It feels solid enough. but it's different. This is not. It's just not. I know some people are going to say, "Well, you're just an InArt fanboy." No, I've literally just reviewed 3 InArt figures in the past week, so there's a noticeable difference. Again, head sculpt, brilliant, but the skeleton of it. It's just different, all right? If you've handled one of the InArt figures, then you know what the hell I'm talking about. But the tailoring on this is definitely heads and tails above any Hot Toys figure I've seen come across my table here. The boots, they're beautiful. Nice suede boots down here, slick on the bottom. Plenty of range of motions to do all kinds of crazy poses with our Jack here, which is going to be fun to do. This is just, that's crazy good right there, man. Jeez. Let's try the hat. I didn't even got to show you that. Let me get the hat. We have a hat. So this is definitely not leather. It doesn't smell like leather. It's pleatherish stuff. So why didn't we get a leather hat? Well, for the same reason we didn't get a metal sword. But there's our hat here. And yeah, it's too damn big. Look at this. It's too big. It's too big. What the hell? It doesn't matter what angle you put it on her. It's too big. Like I'll just drop it. The hat's too big. Now I know that the DX15 hat fit on that figure just fine. But this one, oh man, it's too big. The hat's too big. Like, I don't know how do you mess that up? Something didn't go right with that. It's painted nicely, but I don't see me using it because it don't freaking fit on the figure. But yeah, anyways, smirking sculpt. Why, yes, I think I will. All right, here we go. We got Jack spinning around on the table looking freaking amazing. This is definitely the best 1/6 scale figure Hot Toys has made. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm saying it. It's the best 1/6 scale figure Hot Toys has made. So let that sink in. Flaw, it's not perfect. Don't get me wrong, it's not perfect. There are issues. I mentioned them earlier, but I don't want to tell you. It's absolutely phenomenal. The amount of poses you can do, the amount of hands they give you, the gesturing hands are crazy. The amount of accessories you got, different flintlock pistols, swords, daggers. I didn't put the dagger on them yet. I need to do that. And the Artisan head sculpt with the wool is just, it's insane. Absolutely freaking insane. I mean, I'll let you guys see for yourself. I mean, it's just, come on. Look at this. Name a better figure that Hot Toys has made. Name one. I can't think of one. And don't get me wrong, I love freaking Iron Man figures. But if you've seen one Iron Man figure, you've seen them all. I mean, just, it is what it is. Just different paint jobs usually. Having previously owned the DX15, which was an amazing figure, this one blows that one out of the water. It's not even, and no pun intended, by the way, not even close. It's not even flipping close. The tailoring on this one's better. The likeness is better. The paint apps are better. The real leather belt and real leather shoes or boots, that's better for sure. I mean, the downscaling, pause right here. I mean, just come on. The downscaling of the materials is better. I mean, he does need a rum bottle. I'll give it that. He doesn't come in a rum bottle for some reason. I thought it was a little weird. And he doesn't have the die-cast weapons, which, separate video on that. I got thoughts on that. It's just on freaking point. I mean, look at the texturing going on the material. The snake skin or the anaconda skin belt thing is crazy detailed. The suede boots are crazy. The diorama base is what you'd expect from Hot Toys. Like the diorama base, as far as the look and feel of it, if you have one of the Spider-Man diorama bases, then, you know, it's that. It's like, that's not really all that much to write home about. I'm really gearing more towards the figure itself. And it's just, I mean, come on. What more do you flipping want from a Jack Sparrow figure? I'm looking forward to doing some poses with this guy. I'll have some fun with it. But this thing is just, damn. And now we've got Jack with the wheel, with the compass, looking all kinds of freaking awesome. I mean, it just does. There's no way around it. The appearance is phenomenal. Changing the hands, super easy. Changing the head sculpt, a little bit more of a chore. You got to remove the hair first and then the head from the neck peg. It's a little more tricky. Not impossible. And I have the smirking sculpt on there. So without a doubt, this thing looks absolutely stellar. I mean, there's just no way around it. It looks phenomenal. The base, definitely slippery because there's really no grip on it. It's pretty, glossy and slippery. There's no texture to it, is what I'm trying to say. However, this is just next level cool. So, one of the things I'm trying to figure out is how I'm going to end up displaying mine. I definitely want to use the wheel because I just think it's awesome. I know it's a reissue from the previous DX06, no doubt about that. And I'm probably going to end up using the smirking sculpt, which you can see here because I really like that one. But do I want to have some kind of crazy Jack Sparrow pose going on, or do I want to have like a heroic, we're charging the 7 Cs on the wheel kind of pose? I'm not sure. But without a doubt, this is the best Hot Toys sculpt to date. No question about it. Now, Hot Toys definitely skipped some steps and saving some money on some things. No doubt about that either. But the sculpt is phenomenal. So I hope you guys got this one. If you didn't, whichever version you got, I think you'll be pleased with. Those who got the Artisan, I think you're going to be really pleased with it. And I just think it's a phenomenal figure. So we'll do another pose, kind of see how it goes. But right now, I'm liking it. And here we go, guys. I got him in a little bit of walking pose, changed up the hands a little bit, and got the eyes kind of looking up a little bit. One of the Hot Toys, I'd say, no, it's one of the greatest Hot Toys head sculpt to date, period. So I can only imagine what they're going to do going forward, but they keep making jumps like this. I'm for it. Clearly, InArt has had a little bit of influence on that, no doubt about it. A couple of years ago, we wouldn't have seen this Artisan rooted wool. It wouldn't have been a thing. This is brilliant. Is there anything they could do to make this figure better? Absolutely. Again, I think I mentioned earlier, the body just seems like that simple, cheap, true type body. There's really nothing custom to it for Jack. The accessories where we had metal swords before, now we got plastic swords. That was kind of weak. The base, where the wheel that they used from the DX06 to go to this one, not really attaching to it properly or at all, just kind of sits there. That was kind of cheap. In spite of, and the gold, the treasure chest with the gold in it looks kind of cheap. All that aside, you get piles of hands. You get 2 really, really, really good face sculpts, movable eyes. I mean, fabric, bandana, wool, dread. I mean, just all of it. It's crazy good. So Hot Toys, commend you on this one because honestly, it's pretty phenomenal. It really is. I can't wait to see what they got coming down the pipeline for other Artisan figures. Will the Artisan Anakin be as good? Will the Artisan Luke Skywalker and then the Black Widow and all these other things they've got coming out, are they going to be as good as this? I don't know, man. This has like a level of detail that is just, it's just good. So I don't know. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. I'm working on the InArt Joaquin Phoenix Joker 4-pack video. Star Killer, Darth Revan, Darth Sidious, Venom. What else? Whatever else is here. I don't even know. Piles of stuff. But subscribe if you like this stuff. And check us out on Patreon if you wish. That would be awesome. Love to have you guys there. And as always, collect what you like. See you next time.